Every time I think of the title Monkey Man, I think of Tarzan Boy, the song. Oh, Monkey Man. An anonymous protagonist, not the protagonist from the movie Tenet.
I'm the protagonist.
But a nameless protagonist who unleashes his campaign of vengeance against the corrupt political leaders who murdered his mother and town, and he is going to bring balance to a power that systematically victimizes the poor and the powerless.
The rich don't see us as people. To them, we're animals.
From Dev Patel, the actor turned now debut film director. This is Dev Patel's take on the action, crime, revenge film genre. And I think this is a great addition to that genre. While this may not be like the best action film ever, I had a really good time with this. We've seen this story a million times. We've seen revenge movies like this over and over and over again. And even kind of blatantly calls out itself at a moment in the movie. But considering this is Dev Patel's first directorial film, he wrote, directed, acted, and got Jordan Peele to produce this film is amazing. This movie looks great. It is well acted. The stunt work is awesome. The fight scenes, when they do happen, are awesome and visceral and so cool and fun to watch. It is well choreographed. You can tell that Dev Patel has a passion for this film. He is all in. He's doing his own stunts. You can see that. He has such a physically demanding role in this movie as the kid, and it is awesome to see him take on this kind of role. We haven't really seen Dev Patel do this kind of action genre before, and he is awesome in this. I found out he is a black belt in Taekwondo when he was like 16 years old, and you can tell that has paid off because the way he moves on screen is surprisingly fluid. And I mean, give this man a statue for being an full-out action star. Like, wow. And then behind the camera, he shot the hell out of this movie. It is so cool to look at. Yes, he has some great fight scenes, some great action scenes, but the way he shoots the moments that are quiet and about the character and about the backstory and the flashbacks is handled with a little bit more care and precision and artistry than other action films would take that content. And it was so great to see him run really well with it. I think this is a fantastic directorial debut from Dev Patel. But you can also tell like he's kind of working out the kinks as a director in this film. You can see that it's not perfect. It's not like a really finely polished and tuned film. There are some rough edges, but I like that in filmmaking. It makes the movie feel that much more raw and real. Yes, there's probably about 10 minutes of this film that's a little bit too long, especially in the middle as we get into the second act of the film. It just drags a little bit at times, and it affects the pacing of the movie a bit, but nothing too crazy. Like, it doesn't blow the movie, and it doesn't make it like a terrible film or anything. Just a little bit of trimming, I think. There are some legit laugh-out-loud hilarious moments in this film, and even some moments that I don't know if were necessarily intentionally comedic, but I thought it was. So I had a great time with this movie. It is super entertaining. The story is simple. It is a pure revenge film. It is a pure action revenge thriller film, and that is okay, because if you can just accept for the basic story for what it is and just enjoy the ride, it will take you on a thrill ride. It is that kind of movie. This movie's been compared a lot to John Wick, and even in the movie they mention John Wick, and it's funny that they call that out. But I really didn't see a lot of John Wick in this movie. Yes, there's some like stylistic choices that are similar, or that Dev Patel and his team paid homage to. But that's like any good director. Directors steal from each other. That's what they do.
You stole it!
You could see that Dev Patel was influenced by a bunch of these really cool, Hollywood blockbuster, Bollywood, East India kind of action films. And there's a sprinkling a bunch of other movies and quick scenes that happen in the film that are clear, homages to those action films. such as Kill Bill, Only God Forgives, Enter the Dragon, John Wick, obviously, Slumdog Millionaire, and not just because Dev Patel is in both of those movies, but you could tell that he used a lot of Danny Boyle's sort of style in the running scenes and the scenes throughout the cities and the slums. It kind of reminded me of Slumdog Millionaire. The Raid, Ong Bak, Drive, Old Boy, and like a splash, just a splash of Mission Impossible in there makes this a really cool action film, yet not directly ripping off those movies, but using some tones and styles and some shots that are similar to other things in those other action films. And I love that. This movie's also like part wrestling movie, which is really cool. And I think that there's some awesome fight choreography scenes in this film. There are some legit moments like in the theater watching this movie and you're just like, oh, oh my gosh, ouch, ouch.
Ouch, people.
There are some things about the filmmaking that I wasn't like 100% set on. And one of those things is the shaky camera. There's some action scenes that it felt a little bit Jason Bourne, like the Bourne Supremacy, where some of those shots are handheld shots and the action scenes are happening. And I get it, like it's supposed to make you feel like you're in there with the action, like you feel what the character is going through, but it's a little distracting at times. There are moments in Monkey Man where that does work and it looks really cool, and I think it's executed well. And then there are some other moments in the film where I was like, oh no, too much.
Much too much.
But I think it would have made the film look a lot better if they had settled a little bit of that shaky cam into a more steady cam shot. And a lot of the fight scenes are very up close and personal. Like we don't get a lot of long wide shots like we have in like John Wick. You lose sometimes the focus of the action because of the camera is put so directly in the middle of the action, if that makes any sense.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
There's a parallel between the Monkey Man story and the character that Dev Patel plays. And the parallels are so drawn out for us as the audience members. Like, they're like, I don't know if they needed to flash all these images of the monkey story and like as it's happening to Dev Patel, like we can see the allegory, like we can see the comparison of the two. We're not dumb.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
But again, that might be just me looking into this film a bit more than really what it is. And it's an action film. It's an action revenge film. And if you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy it, you'll have a hell of a time with this film. Before I give my final thoughts and grades on this film, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. And I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on Monkey Man down below. Did you enjoy Dev Patel's first directorial debut film? I had a great time overall with this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was visceral. It was cool. The action scenes, even if there weren't a ton of them, when they happened, were really great, well choreographed. I thought the acting was great. Dev Patel has an awesome eye behind the camera, and he proved himself with this film. I think he's got a really bright future as a filmmaker, and I can't wait to see what he does next. Is it like the best film of the year? No, definitely not. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Monkey Man an A-. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. Consider coming back and check out some other content, such as my review for Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, Love Lies Bleeding, and Kung Fu Panda 4. Have a great day, everyone. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.